Supervive. I kind of got hooked on this game lately. It blends traditional isometric view MOBAs with battle royale and hero shooters. You also control your character with WSD instead of clicking your mouse. Do you all remember Battle Ride? This game was initially just an arena fighter with a bunch of different characters, and I had plenty of fun with it, but the game wasn't super popular. Later they released Battle Ride Royale, which was basically going for the same thing as Supervive, but it died quite quickly. I think one of the biggest reasons it died was the fact that, unlike Supervive, it was not free to play in the era when we were getting flooded with new Battle Royales. And it's a big shame, because I think this was quite a good concept they had there, and now I really hope that Supervive can achieve what Battle Ride didn't, because in my opinion it has a ton of potential. So let's get a bit more into detail on what Supervive is all about. As I said before, it's basically a hero-based shooter. I know many are tired of hearing that nowadays, but hey, listen, it's different. In classic Battle Royale fashion, you start every match by dropping somewhere on the map with your team of 3 people. There is no squads, duos or solos, at least at the moment of me recording. The map itself is not too big, and it's probably going to change a lot when the game actually gets 1.0 patch, which is very soon. There is a lot of shit to do here. You can farm simple creeps for XP and some gold, find bases that your team can capture to get vision, repair your armor and buy upgrades to your items or consumables at the shop. Apart from consumables and default items everyone has, you can also get passive for active items. Those can be quite game changing. Get them, your team could kill a boss, open a rare chest or hack one of the vaults that you can find. There is a huge variety of active items that can be used by any character. They range from very useful to just kind of goofy. There is an item that lets you summon a whole meteor on your opponents, an item that drops a shit ton of huge snowballs, an item that turns you into a tree to hide from enemies, or alternatively, you can just become a literal mimic chest. The terrain itself also plays a huge role. You won't be able to see enemies on high ground if you're too low. You also can't see anyone behind trees, but you can break them by dealing damage. There are bushes around the map, you can hide in them. There is also a railroad with a train that will fucking kill you in an instant if you get hit by it. All locations on the map are separated, and between them is abyss. If you fall in it, you die. But don't worry, you have your trusty glider that lets you fly across pits and uses some fuel. If you get shot while flying across pits, you die. Or get stunned if you were flying on land. Glider has many uses besides crossing pits. You can use it to get from one high ground to another, fly over lava. God, I fucking hate lava. Combine it with the movement ability to get a lot of momentum, or fly into a tornado to fly vertically. There are actually a lot more nuances to the core gameplay, like shields that eat percentage of damage that are leveled up with kills, revive beacons, oracles to see enemies' location on the map. As you can see, this game has a lot of depths, and I haven't even talked about characters yet. And well, since we are about to get into this, let me mention a couple problems I have with the game. So yes, Supervive is free to play, so obviously they are going to have a bunch of monetization in it. I'm not against it. I'm already used to every game having battle passes and absurdly priced skins. That's not something that I myself care about too much, cause at the end of the day it's all optional. However, we have to talk about characters being locked out. When you start playing, you only have a few characters unlocked. To get others, you have to either buy them with currency that is only available for real money, or use a hero token. The price for characters is very high. That's a lot of money to get just one playable character. Remember, there are games like League with over 100 playable characters that are all free. And the alternative, hero tokens, is not the best either. You get those tokens by progressing through Hunter Journey, you play the game, complete quests, get XP and go up. Simple. But it takes a while to get those tokens. It will take you dozens of hours to unlock just a chunk of characters, and we have new characters that are going to be added later. So this whole character unlocking system, can't say I'm a fan. By the way, I just mentioned Hunter Journey and I have problems with this thing as well. When you just start playing, some gameplay features are going to be locked. You straight up won't have access to them. And in order to unlock them, you have to progress in the hunter's journey. And we are talking core gameplay mechanics here, like leveling up your shield or getting evolutions for your items. That's just crazy to me. I understand what their vision is. They are afraid of players getting overwhelmed with all those mechanics, but I believe that a more in-depth tutorial would be way better than just blocking very important features for new players. Alright, now I want to finally talk about hunters, fundamental of this game. We have multiple roles here, like fighters, initiators, control, but ultimately all of them can deal decent damage and pop up. That's probably the reason why most characters are fighters. Right away I fuck with designs here. I think they're bright, colorful and memorable, fit very well with game's overall style. Look, they even have their own mascot character. Some abilities do seem a bit samey to me, but that's just how it's always gonna be in games like this. But still, every character's kit is unique and interesting. Especially characters that have 4-star difficulty, like Void. You can swap places with your enemies and teammates with his shift ability, and works in an area so you can come up with some insanely interesting plays. Or my favorite hunter, Brawl. This is your combo wombo melee character who can break opponents' ankles with his movement, and also big guy with huge sword equals cool. I'm really curious how often they're going to add new characters and what number they're ultimately aiming for, but I'm kind of excited. I would definitely recommend you keep an eye on this game. I think it has potential to be really fun and could have very interesting esports scene, if it does reach that level of popularity. 1.0 update is about to come out this month, and I think that would be a perfect time to give this game a chance. I hope they are going to give this game some polish and introduce a bunch of new stuff, and hopefully they will market it properly to help it reach new audience.